The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Ryan, Trey in the building, my guy. Welcome to the show, man.
Brother?
We actually we're not redoing this, but I was sick last time that you came.
Yeah.
Bro, when you came last time, I literally could not get out of bed. I was dying. I had like 100-degree fever, but thank you for coming last time, and we made it happen anyway,
for
bro.
Sure, man. I appreciate you, bro. Like, it worked out because, I was coming back up here to do this, and, like, I'm just glad to do it. Did you listen to the freestyle yet?
I didn't actually get to listen to it yet.
Okay, dope.
But we're actually going to watch it after this because Rob literally just finished it last night. So your first time seeing it done is going to be my first time hearing it.
Okay,
so I'm very excited.
That's hard.
But it was funny because, again, shout out my producer, Rob. My producer, Rob, was the one who really put me onto your music. Like, Rob, like a year ago? Like about a year ago? Like, I think he... 2 years? For real? 2 years? Okay, maybe 2 years ago. And he would always consistently send me every single one of your new drops. The one that sticks out most in my memory is the Babyface Ray one.
Okay,
I don't know why that's the one that I just remember in the DMs the most than all the other ones. But yeah, Rob's been consistently being like, yo, when we getting Ryan. So when we finally were able to set this up, we were both very excited to have you. So welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out On the Radar. Like, it's dope to see what you guys been doing over the past. Really, this past year has been crazy. Like, how you feel about it? Like everything that's
you interviewing me now?
Yeah.
How do I feel? I'm cool.
I mean, cause like everybody got a dope come up story out. That's the best part. So like, all you guys are part of it right now. I'm just curious.
I'm cool. I'm chilling. I mean, I ask anybody. Well, there's only 2 people here from my team today, but ask anybody on my team. Like, I do shit and then I get excited and I'm happy for that moment.
Yeah.
But I never let myself stay too happy or excited about that moment because I know that it's like if I allow myself to enjoy that moment too much, then that's kind of when people can like fall off a little bit or kind of lose focus of what's next. Like after the Drake shit, I was like, all right, cool. Like I was that week that we didn't put out any videos after that was like my week to live in that moment.
Yeah.
And then once like that Sunday night hit the next week and we were getting ready to drop again, I was like, all right, cool, I'm done.
That's hard though.
Same thing with Yachty. Like we just did Yachty and I allow myself to, and shout out Calvin for helping set that up. But I enjoyed that moment for those 2 days, like that day and that night, and then that Sunday, I was very excited about it. It got posted everywhere. It's not out yet, or maybe it's out by the time y'all see this. But then immediately I was like, all right, cool. We got work to do this week. We got Ryan coming this week. We got a lot of other incredible artists coming this week. So I don't ever allow myself to live in it for too long because, same thing with music. You can't you got to always think about what's next.
Yeah. I feel like consistency doesn't let you do that. And that's a good thing, though, because you're just doing so much. Like you can only live in the moment with certain things. Just quick, and then it's on to the next thing, like kind of like, I think that's where I'm at with music too, is like, I'm just dropping, dropping, appreciating it while it's happening and just move on and try not to sit on anything too long.
Right. I was going to say, cause I didn't get to ask this to Jordan when Jordan came, but I think this is a good question as we're talking about big moments. Like with White Crocs, like how long did you allow yourself to live in that moment?
Bro, I did that record with Jordan and we didn't even do it in the same room. He sent it over. And I knocked it out like within the same hour he sent it, but that's at least a year old before he even dropped it. Out, yeah. Like, but that record, man, Jordan's so dope because like I just love how everything going on for St. Louis right now. Like he's from St. Louis, I'm from St. Louis, and you got like Sexy Red, like Vet, like everybody's just doing their thing.
Who's the other girl that's coming next week? Help me out, guys. Who's the girl? Blakeyana? Blakeyana's coming next week, yeah.
She's hard. I DM Blakeyana. She didn't DM me back yet, so when you see this, actually, I'm going to tag you when I repost this. Blakeyana, hit me back so we could keep putting the city on, man.
I'm going to tell her next week when she comes.
For sure. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, do that.
I got you. I'm literally going to see her in like a week from now. I got you.
She's hard. Yeah,
she's fire.
Hard.
But,
she's hard.
So, okay, well, it was a year old, but when it dropped, like, obviously, it went crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Did you, like, get to enjoy that moment, or were you kind of already... Because, like you said, the song's a year old, so we were already kind of like mentally past that record, even when it was like, going crazy.
I wasn't mentally past it because I was excited from my brother's project to drop. So like as far as like in that aspect, it was cool. But then like it wasn't like because I think we're newer artists, so it wasn't like something we dropped and it just went crazy. It was my first time really seeing, especially with me collabing, like a slow burn. And it started picking up as the summer went on, and then I started hearing it places, and then I'm watching Jordan get all these opportunities, and it's just dope. Like, it put a battery in my back, like just like, man, like I just love that feeling from my peers, and then like even for myself. So I love that record, and shout out Jordan for even thinking of me, to be on that record for sure.
Right. So you kind of already on to like you were like you enjoyed it. Obviously happy for Jordan. Now it's like all right, cool. Now we gotta move whatever's next.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like even now I'm still seeing new things that come from that record. Like I'm still excited about it. I feel like it still has legs. So like yeah.
What's
feel
something new that came up?
I think it's just seeing certain some of my favorite athletes have been posting it. Like just I've been seeing it being played certain places. I watched Jordan perform at the new soccer stadium in St. Louis, and I just see like SZA like reposted. She said it was her favorite song ever, like which was crazy. And I just think that shit like that is dope. Can I curse?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the SZA repost was kind of like
Nah, the SZA one was nice.
that was kind of like would you say like kind of like the crown jewel of everything that's happened?
It was a
with this
full
record?
circle for me because when I first started moving around my manager, I actually had Thanksgiving with SZA overseas, like in like Ireland somewhere.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And she like has like a what is it called? She was on tour when my brother Bryson was touring, and I was just out there just kind of like watching everybody. I was young, like probably like 19, just had a bird's eye view. And then she ended up being like the first person I ever opened for in St. Louis when I was like 19. And she probably doesn't even remember that. But to see it like 4 years later, like her posting the record that I was a part of, that was dope.
I wonder. Well, eventually, when you do see her again, I wonder if like she'll remember. Because I feel like sometimes, like artists and people, like we're all so busy that sometimes we don't remember certain things. But I feel like that's probably one of those things that she might remember.
I think if I go to her and be like, "Hey, like you had Thanksgiving on tour," I think with your like guitarist, this guy named Carter, and like the rest of her team, like in the middle of nowhere, some country, she'll remember that. I feel like she'll remember. Or maybe she won't. Like I don't know. Yeah.
It's very SZA-ish. Just in the middle of nowhere in some random country.
Yeah. It was like all the restaurants were closed, so like I think she was cooking. Like it was a dope little vibe. But like me being that young and like watching her whole career go as it has, and then her supporting me is dope.
Her cooking was bussin'.
Yeah, it's dope.
Food was good.
Yeah,
that's
good.
fire. We're talking about St. Louis. Obviously, like it's interesting because like it's two very different sides to St. Louis that we're seeing in music right now.
Yeah.
It's like you got like the more rap side with Sexy Red, Blake Eon, and then we have yourself, and whatnot. Like it's interesting to see the two sides because it's so very different from each other.
Yeah.
How far like where you're from in St. Louis to where they're from? Like how far is it?
I mean, it's different counties. Like it's kind of like at Atlanta, where it's like it's small, even though it's considered a big city to a lot of people. It's small, So I feel like each hood isn't anything but 20 minutes, 15 minutes, like. And St. Louis is very like it got hot spots too, where it's like you'll have like a nice area and then it'll get rough quick, and then you'll have a nice area. But like a lot of my family is also you have East St. Louis too, which is on like the Illinois side, So like it's regions and shit for sure, but. It's dope. It's definitely a contrast with St. Louis. Like you got the super trap, like how Sexy Red's doing right now. And then you got the more like alternative rap that Jordan Ward's doing. I'm not even familiar with which part of St. Louis Jordan's from, but it's dope though for sure. Like I feel like it's the most hot St. Louis has been since Nelly for real.
Right, facts.
But like Metro, of course, Metro booming, but yeah. Sure.
Yo, I feel like I spend so much time too, like defending Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Cause it's funny, cause it's like, I've had Vet on my show a couple times. Obviously, Sexy Red is like newer and industry standards and whatnot. But every time I post Sexy Red on my gram, like, cause she did 2 things with us. Every time I post something that she did with us, my comment section they try to light me up.
Saying what?
They be like, oh, what was something that someone said the last time, Calvin? Someone's like, oh, y'all clout chasing now, and I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, she's the hottest shit out. Like,
y'all just let anybody.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Y'all just let anybody up there, but I'm like, how can you deny the level of success, and 2, like just the authenticity behind someone like her and like what she's done in this industry, in this game in such a short period of time too.
I mean, she doing something right. They hating on her. She doing something right.
Right, that's what I always say.
Y'all doing something right too, cause like there's people just now. I guarantee those people in the comments definitely want to be on the radar.
Yeah,
they make me like it's just bullshit, bro.
Right. And it's like I always tell everybody, like, you don't make it until you have people who hate you.
Exactly, yeah. So, like them being in the comments or whatever, they wish they were in Sexy Red's position, but she's doing it right now, bro. Like, it's hard.
Right. Well, I love the new single with Mariah, right?
Thank you.
Funny story about Mariah, too. Me and Mariah went to the same college at the same time.
What college you guys
St. John's
go?
in Queens.
How does everybody I know who
Nyla.
went to? I just with her earlier today.
Yeah, because me and Nyla came up together.
So is New York small or big, bro?
New York's small. No, but the thing you have to realize about the thing about me and Nyla is that me and Nyla were on the radio station at the same time. We both did the interview with Angie Martinez, and then Angie Martinez just picked us up, and that's how me and Nyla started together.
Where's Angie from?
New York.
But like what part?
She's a little bit from. She lived a little bit everywhere, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. She moved around a lot. But
I love Angie. I always wanted to do an interview with her too.
You're gonna do an interview with Angie soon.
Yeah.
Don't worry, one day it's definitely gonna happen. But like that's how me and Nyla came up. But it's funny because I think there was a point where me and Nyla was like, Mariah went to our school, but I think Mariah only went to our school for like a semester or something like that.
Is that where she got her scientist name from?
I don't know. I've been wanting to ask her this.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her, bro. I was talking to her yesterday about our albums and stuff. I know she's cooking, and I got one on the way. And I gotta ask her that for sure. But that's dope.
Please.
Yeah.
Say someone from St. John's needs to know because this whole time it's been bugging the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to do it. But how do you two first meet each other? Like, how does this connection between you and Mariah to the point where it's like, because obviously you guys have a deeper friendship than just like, oh, we make music. Like, you guys are talking about each other's albums and shit.
Yeah, so like it really started with me coming to Atlanta. So I'm from St. Louis, but I was living in LA at the time, and my A&R Sycamore was telling me like, yo, you should really go to Atlanta. My manager was telling me go to Atlanta because like it's just big for rap right now. I was visiting a lot, and then I ended up moving there and then like having all these connections, and it was really word of mouth. Like shout out my brother Pop Lord that I worked on a lot of my album with in Atlanta. Like he's real big in the streets down there as far as like just being tapped in with the music, and I feel like he knows somebody who knows everybody, bro. And then my manager Rashad too. They both have like just connections to Mariah's team. So I just sent the record over, and then like it took a little minute for her to get it. I don't know what took forever, but I was pressing her to do it, and she finally heard it and hit me back like, nah, I'm fucking with this. And then we started she knocked it out. And one thing I appreciate about Mariah that I also appreciate this about Babyface Ray too, but Mariah really like went out the way and like came out on my set when I performed in like Broccoli City in DC, like she was like supporting me all through, like when I did Rollin' Loud, like she was really like out in the field, like really trying to work and push that record with me, like she was like consistent for a long time, past the release week and everything. That's dope to see that from another artist, like really go hard with you. And then like we just kind of built a relationship over time, and like now we're cool, bro. Like, but yeah, so. I
feel like Babyface is like the same way, and I think that's also because I haven't met Ray yet, but what I met with a lot of Detroit artists, like they're very like that.
Yeah,
like if they fuck with you, they fuck with you.
He's the only artist I know personally from Detroit, but mad chill, bro. Like just super chill. I feel like a lot of times, you kind of think like certain artists have like an attitude or like this, how some asshole sometimes, and like, cause I ain't gonna lie, I told Mariah I thought she was an asshole. and then I met her, and I was like, oh, you're nothing like I thought you were. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like just a amazing soul, like the sweetest girl. Yeah. And she really cares about her craft, and that inspired me to just get back in the studio and cook. So shout out Mariah for real.
Shout out Mariah, man. Yeah. Yo, so you're talking about Broccoli City. So you've been on a lot of festivals this year. I saw when we were gonna do this interview last time, I had it written down that you were like extremely excited about Rollin' Loud Miami, right?
Yeah.
Which is super interesting because when you think of Rollin' Loud Miami, I don't know if automatically like people are gonna think, oh, like you would be there, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like entirely like the main demographic that you cater your music to.
Exactly.
So for you, what was that experience like, kind of being at Rollin' Loud, and I guess in part a way trying to have to like entertain a crowd who might not be the typical people that would be listening to your music like that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was the toughest crowd I've had to. It was exactly what you said, like. Rollin' Loud, it's like mosh pit, jumping up and down, energy type vibe. And I think when I got there, that was it felt like, cause they're not there for you. Like your fans are. I see my fans, but it's a lot of people that are just there to catch new artists, see everybody. Yeah. So like I'm more in like an R&B rap room. So to really get that going with a crowd, it was like I had to like figure it out. And then once I got it, like they were really fucking with the music. Yeah, and like I saw a lot of followers and stuff after that too. But I was thinking the same thing going into Rollin' Loud. Like, damn, how am I gonna like, cross over into this type of world? But it was smooth though. It was smooth. It was smoother than I thought it'd be for sure.
Right. You were able to make it work.
Yeah, of course. No, it was still turned. Yeah. Like, especially because like on my newer album, I got a lot of like rap records on here that still got that R&B trap feel. But it was dope. Like I performed 2 records for the first time live. I got this record with NoCap.
Tough.
that's on the album too. That was dope. And so yeah, like it was dope. Yeah, for sure.
How did you and Cap link for that song?
Cap was through his partner back in foreign.
Okay.
I ended up going to Houston to get in the studio with Cap. I want to say probably maybe like 6-7 months ago. I was locked in with him and like another person where I just thought like he would be like super like, you know, because Cap is like, I got put on a Cap by my brother. And I thought he would just be like, you know, you never know with artists. Sometimes they could be like quiet, like you don't really know. He was chill as fuck, bro. Like we worked on the record together, and then we actually just shot a video for it in Miami like 2 weeks ago. He's a dope artist, and he everything is off the dome. Like he doesn't write. Like, so it was dope seeing that too, like him just pour it out from the heart. So
that's tough. And the fact that you got to perform that record at Rolling Loud too, and have like that type of record that those people are like looking for.
Yeah.
Also, like that's tough.
Yeah. And that's what I mean by like, you know, you wouldn't expect him to be like on an R&B record. Like I feel like with an artist like me, like it's not usual, you know. But I also like the record he did with Rilo too. Thank For You was hard too.
Course,
like I feel like that was a good R&B rap type of vibe. So yeah.
What's the name of the new project?
I can't say.
You can't say it yet. Okay.
I can't say it yet.
What can you tell us about the project then? So it's mostly a lot of rap records on it.
Yeah, I mean it's still R&B driven, but it's definitely a lot of rap records. I think it's the most vulnerable I've ever been on the project. I think it's the best records I've made. I feel like there's a lot of Atlanta influence for sure. That was my intention going to Atlanta, and it's coming out real soon. And I think that there was a crazy relationship, like this breakup I went through, but I was able to like pull from it and really write what I was going through, and then turned into like this whole project. It kind of happened organically. When I was first making the album, I didn't know where I was going. Then like I went through this crazy thing with my girl, and it was crazy, bro.
As well, like you know when people be like, when people like low key be wishing like celebrities break up with their girls just so they can put out like one of those projects.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what it was. Like no cap, that's what it was.
Like I know you said you work with Sick, but I see like all the time online like the Don Toliver shit in Cali. They're like oh, I wish they would break up so Don can make this. I'm like that's fucked up. But there are fans who are like that who like really wish that. So like that artist can make like that type of body of work.
I never wish it, but I get it when it happens, and you hear the difference for sure.
Yeah.
Like I feel like take Drake for example. I feel like he makes the best music ever. He's my favorite artist. But you can always tell like when he's like going through something with a girl, and then like when he's just going like when he's just barring out and just making certain records. There's a difference. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but you can always feel when someone's going through something for real. Yeah. You know, and I feel like that's what I was going through with my ex, and then I had all those stories on one project now, and I think it's gonna be dope to hear. I feel like it stands out and it adds something to R&B. And rap for sure.
Right. Like when Drake makes like those like real demon time type of records too, and you're just like, oh, he just went through some shit.
Or he's talking about somebody or something. Like it's dope.
So this project is very like breakup inspired.
Yeah.
But is it more like moving on from the breakup or kind of like living through it? Like which
it's more like rebellious towards love, I feel like. I always say like you could disagree with me if you don't think so. I feel like there's 3 types of guys and girls, right? Like you got like guys who are just like wear their bodies on their sleeve, you know, like the
their hearts on their sleeve or bodies on their sleeve?
Bodies, like, you know, like I'll fuck this many girls, like I'm proud of it, like whatever, like just fuck bitches, get me, whatever. Then you got the guys that are like have never really been through anything, they're super innocent, you know, like they're probably the ones that's been getting hurt or played. I feel like then you got that guy that's like that means well but like doesn't always do well. I feel like that's the line that I'm on with this project.
I'm the last. I feel like I'm the last one too. Look, he's laughing because he knows me. Yeah.
And the word, the phrase I got for it is called apologetically toxic. Like I feel like that's I feel like that's the word for it. So that's the word I've been running with for this project. Cause I feel like I'm just walking that line of like I mean well, but you know my actions don't always follow up with that.
Right.
You know, so
I feel you. It's just because I see Rob low-key
what do you got going on?
No, because he just knows me so well, right? He's like he's number 2. He's number 2. He's good. He's engaged. He's happy. Yeah. He's happy. Calvin's like number 2 also.
Are you the bad influence of the friend group?
Am I the bad? I want to say I'm the bad
you gotta
influence.
ask. That means you are.
Sometimes. Sometimes. It depends. It's like me and John. John and I are like the bad influences of like the On The Radar group.
Yeah.
Bad guy with a good heart.
I like that.
That's what I mean.
Cool. Yeah.
It's like you don't want to be the bad guy sometimes.
Sometimes you have to be. Sometimes you get forced into being the bad guy. You just gotta kind of have to like live with it.
Exact. Someone who understands.
What was my caption the other day? I said it's a bar from that Mexican OT record, the Cowboy Killer record.
yeah.
He has a bar in that song that says like I've been son of pussy, I'm a old school villain, some shit like that.
He said he was selling pussy?
No, he's slang, like he was like, hold on, no, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sorry, OT, I'm sorry, hold on, I'm looking up the Cowboy Killer lyrics.
That's a hard record too.
Yeah, that shit fire. Hold on, I'm gonna find the villain line. He said, oh, lately I've been fucking. Every time I hit a new town, I find my way around. Oh, lately I've been killing. Yeah, I've been stealing and flipping. I'm just an old school villain.
Yeah, that's
Felt
tough.
and that's kind of what I feel like is like a good summary of like what we were just talking about. Like that third, like the third thing is like we don't want to be the villain, but sometimes we just are.
Yeah, man. So that's what I feel like, and I feel like Atlanta kind of assisted to that, like all the strip clubs and the vibes and the colleges and all that and the music I was making. It just like kind of got me jammed up. But I definitely get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say every time I go to Atlanta and I go to like the clubs in Atlanta and like I walk in and the ratio of like women to men is like 3-1. I'm like, nope, this is
Yeah.
it's the easiest city to become a villain in.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah. It definitely is, and it's but it's the culture there. Like, I feel like Atlanta got the prettiest women, and
Facts.
I feel like man, it's just
Atlanta
like,
and Houston. I'll make
yeah.
the argument for Houston.
Houston for sure, and Florida.
Yeah.
Florida women for sure, but yeah, you know how Atlanta is, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
just like if you don't know what you're getting into out there, you get jammed up.
Also, like people like I don't think a lot of like when men go to Atlanta for the first time, they don't realize that like the reason there's more women than men in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And like that's why like I hope I hope they don't see this. But that's what makes like the women in Atlanta like extra crazy.
Yeah, you think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's like there's more women than men.
Yeah.
So like to find like a you or a me, and then it's like, oh wow, they're successful and they're single.
Yeah.
Like they probably don't find that a lot.
I can see that perspective for sure. I feel like
I just been through some shit.
I can tell.
That's why I don't go to Atlanta very often.
Yeah, Atlanta's fire though, but yeah, definitely yeah.
You get trapped in Atlanta real easy,
You get
right?
trapped for sure. It's the trap, man.
I gotta ask about the new project too. Like, I don't know if you could say this or not, but I remember like when I had like, cause I had my notes from like the last interview that we did, or the other times that we had a schedule, right? And I had written down something about like a you and Kehlani song.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know if it leaked or something like that.
Yeah.
I wrote leaked next to it, so I'm assuming you tweeted that somehow it leaked or something like that.
So yeah, once it leaked, I was like, "Fuck it, bro. I'm just gonna put it up because it's out." And I kept getting DMs about
It's
it.
on SoundCloud, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure. I have this app on my phone where I keep. It's like a community app where I could text my fans. It's like a fake number.
Okay.
Where it's like I text my fans and send stuff out. And they can text me back. I check it every couple of months, and then as I was dropping, around the time I was dropping the Mariah record, I was getting texts from my fans saying like, "Oh, this Kehlani record's crazy," and I was like, "Bro, like." I had to think about everybody I sent it to at the time it was coming out, and it was just like a scheduling thing where it ended up not coming out. I still love Kehlani and have a lot of love for her. Like, she's one of the artists that really got me in the music, just like vibing with her. But I just threw it up on my Instagram, and then like people were fucking with it, and then like that's still a dope record. It's a remix of a record on my EP, a 64 East Saga, that I dropped around 2 years ago. So yeah, it was a dope.
I was actually literally gonna be like, it's been 2 years since that project came out.
Yeah.
So like looking back on it, right? Like and the kind of like your like growth from then, the leak, all that to now, right? Like who, even though you kind of already spoke on it a little bit, like the Ryan that we got back then versus the Ryan we got now, like what's like kind of like the biggest difference, like musically and like personally, that between these two projects?
I think it's the same thing. I just lost a lot of innocence, when it comes to like my love life and like just dealing with new things and new people. And it's like, how like this industry is, bro. It's like you can't like please everybody. Like you gotta be cutthroat at times. I feel like it even in my relationships and stuff, like just trying to figure things out. So like just it's a lot more mature, like this album for sure. Like and as far as like relationships go, it's like it's not like just like puppy love and just happy to like have a girlfriend. It's like, nah, I've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is.
I've been through some shit.
Like,
so this album, we getting it by the end of this year, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, cool. So it'll still come out by the end of this year.
Yep.
You also had tweeted that, I also wrote this down. Someone had tweeted that after you dropped Spellman, right?
Yeah.
Someone tweeted that you knew Spellman women are the best, right? Why are Spellman women the best?
It's the light blue, and it's the lip gloss, and it's the wigs, and it's the just the prettiest black women you could have at a school, period. Like Atlanta is just like between Spelman
You
and
really got caught up in Atlanta, huh?
bro. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying, but I don't know, like Spelman, and it's just like culturally, it's just like I wouldn't say a stereotype. It's like an aesthetic there. Like I got a little cousin. His mom's definitely gonna see this and hate when I say this, but I got a little cousin that actually is going to the boys' school, the HBCU Morehouse.
Okay.
That's, that's across from Spelman.
Yeah.
And I was hyped. I was like, oh, bro, you get to be around all the Spelman girls. And he's like, nah, bro, I got a girl. I'm like, bro, like, I'm like, good luck, bro. Like, good luck.
Like the fucking supervillain, like, break up with her.
Nah, I ain't tell him break up, but I was just like, bro, like, if you last like 4 years with your shorty, like being at that school, which I don't know why you picked that school.
Yeah.
If y'all was like, good luck, bro. Like, more power to you.
Now, if you could last with someone for 4 years through from high school through college, y'all was probably meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Rob. That still counts, but
That
still,
counts, bro.
that counts. Freshman year, first of all, like, I can't even remember the girls who I met freshman year of college. Like the fact that you made it this far with the same girl from freshman year,
Yeah.
incredible.
That is.
We got to get you like a talkback mic for the interviews like Parks does in the Joe Budden podcast. Yeah, we got to get that so you can commentate. But like, yeah, like that too is like, it's kind of, once you get like reach that college level, and if you have like that, like Spelman right across the way, I don't know. Much respect to him.
Yeah, but one good girl is worth a thought. Don't give up a house for a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got something good going for you, and that's someone who really looks out for you. Like that's really what it should be about. Like, I'm not promoting.
That's what the next album is gonna be about.
Nah, I actually I can't even get into that one yet, but it does connect with this one for sure.
Okay, so it is like but is the story like continuing from the last project? Is it like all one cohesive story, you feel like, or?
I'll just say like the
around
album that I'm working on, even though the focus is the album I got now, it's the guilt trip from everything that took place in this album. That's what the next album is really about. Like, even though we went through all this shit and I was hard body and like trying to act like I don't miss you and all that, like I really do miss you. Like, that's what the next project could be around. So it is like,
Right. I always it was funny because like a friend of mine, their family member recently broke up with their significant other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it's funny because they're like, yo, they're mad sad. Like the guy is mad sad. I'm like, oh no, he broke up with her months ago, because when a man and woman first break up, normally the guy's mad, hyped and excited for, even though they're sad, it's like that rush of adrenaline where you're very happy, and like 3-4 months down the line is when they start feeling the pain.
That's some real shit, because I was trying to figure that out when I was going through that, bro. It's like, what felt like it was about to be lit and you about to be locked in with your boys and all that. Like, nah, then it gets cold outside and you like, nah. So,
if you don't live in a warm-tempered environment like Florida or fucking
maybe guys get away with it like in Florida or something like that, but nah,
Houston.
Bro. It started getting cold during my breakup after I went through that, and I was like, nah, this isn't for me. This outside. Like,
that's when guys be like, yo, I gotta go get my bitch back.
Facts, bro.
So the album's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Ironically, when it gets cold.
Facts. Yeah.
Ironically, when it gets cold. So that's on the way.
Yeah.
By the time the people see this, freestyle now, so go check that out.
Sure.
Before we get out of here, my guy, appreciate you being here first and foremost.
Of course,
much love.
brother. Thank you, brother, for real.
Let the people know they can follow you at. Anything else you want to let the fans know? Now is the time to do it. This camera right here.
Yeah. I go by the name of Ryan Trey. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm currently in Atlanta, but St. Louis is that's my hometown. And I'm gonna have an album on the way. I'll make sure that I say the title and stuff soon. But I do have a single dropping Friday.
I think that's what we're gonna figure out. So
right,
just say it's out now. Just say it's out now. Say it's out now. Yeah. So say it's out now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's a single out now called 30 Floors Up off my new album, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. You can find me on all platforms worldwide and on Big 314 shit, man. Shout out St. Louis.
There you go. St. Louis in the building. New album on the way. New single out now. So go check that out. Freestyle out now. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him support. Love is free. Support is free. But
and tag Sexy Red and Big Boss Vet, man. Tag them. Tag them. And Blake Yana.
Tag all the girls from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Until next time, it's on the radar. We out. Bow. My God. Love.
Yeah.